As we continue a week-long effort to bring you the most insane and bullish news when it comes to XRP, well, we're not going to stop today. We have got some pretty crazy news that you need to hear about. David Schwartz, the CTO, talking specifically XRPL and something that might be about to blow the roof off this whole crypto market. I know those people in the comments are going, "Do me, you say this every day," but this one you need to listen to because this is crazy. So without further ado, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you are bullish on XRP. Let's get into it. So in a breaking news story, David Schwartz has officially announced that XRP Ledger is no longer run by Ripple. Now, before you start going crazy, the fact of the matter is it is run by smart contracts and locked away. No backdoor, no veto. Ripple runs 1% of validator nodes and XRP changes by community consensus. It is the decentralized platform or the decentralized blockchain that many believed it couldn't be. This is why so many institutional investors are looking to get over there. This is actually a pretty big deal. The fact that it is not run by Ripple and is done by community consensus is a big news story and actually will bring the banking sector, financial sector, everything you could imagine to a much more decentralized position, putting the power back into the hands of the people that it absolutely belongs to. So this is crazy news, but it isn't the craziest news. There is way crazier news than this. The Ripple South Korea partnership. Now, what is this talking about? Well, we've been discussing treasury companies, XRP treasury companies. Well, it's starting to really ramp up and starting to get pretty interesting. The country's digital asset custodian, BDACS, has recently announced the launch of an institutional grade custody service for Ripple. The step is considered the first concrete result of a strategic partnership established with Ripple in February. This is a big deal. What it actually does here is service significant inflows into XRP, OTC deals, and everything else. BDAC stated on Twitter that XRP is one of the most traded digital assets in South Korea. Now, we've brought that on the channel a number of times. It is crazy over there. And the new custody service provides access to XRP to large institutional investors in a regulated environment. Now, there are a couple of other things that do that, ETPs, ETFs. But the infrastructure is going to provide by Ripple institutional custody solutions, and the solution is now optimized not only for XRP, but also for Ripple stablecoin RLUSD. Do you see what's going on right now? This is going to increase not only institutional access, but more importantly, it's going to unlock a significantly large amount of capital. What's important here is integrations with things like Upbit, Coin1, and Corebit, three major exchanges in South Korea as well. So this is probably as bullish as we get when you talk about adoption, you talk about breaking into new markets, and you talk simply about growth. And I think this is important. This is not only going to support growth, but it will also look to tokenize and stablecoin use cases, which again, if you've been part of my live streams, 4 p.m. Eastern every day, don't miss those. We talk about stablecoin integration and why that's going to be such a key part going forward in this market. If you don't have a stablecoin market, you are simply going to struggle. Well, XRP has that, and specifically XRPL as well. Now, Fiona Murray, she is Ripple's Asian Pacific president, highlighted the importance of this partnership, saying this, quote, "While the regulatory environment is changing rapidly, institutional demand is also increasing at the same pace." We also had a quote here from BDAC CEO Yu Hai Ri saying this, "Together with Ripple's blockchain infrastructure, we will provide a secure and reliable storage environment. And together with Ripple, we will lead the growth of the digital asset industry." Now, I will allow yourselves just a little bit to, assume XRP is going to be one of the top cryptocurrencies. Could it even flip Bitcoin? Well, we're a little bit closer. I don't think it's anytime soon, but we are in a little bit closer. And don't forget as well, this is only just the beginning. Let me break you some more crazy news. SPI Holdings now filing for a dual asset ETF, Bitcoin and XRP. You've also now looked into a single entry point for investors by tracking both performance and Bitcoin and XRP simultaneously, and digital gold crypto ETF combining gold ETFs with gold-backed cryptocurrencies is also coming as well. Now, you may be wondering, okay, SPI Holdings, they're a pretty big deal. Well, they're an even bigger deal when you talk about XRP. And in fact, in their latest financial results, they actually talk about XRP 23 times in this 106-page dossier. Very interesting indeed. One of the key ones for me is here, where it talks specifically about March 31st, 2020, and since September 30th, 2019, they've started to provide crypto asset XRP to shareholders as a benefit. And then effective in July 8th, 2025, BTC, Ethereum, and XRP handled by SPI were introduced as redemption options for the APLUS points and the credit card point service issued by APLUS Under this program, 2100 APUS points can be exchanged for JPY. And again, important to think about where this XRP narrative goes. So SBI Holdings, by the way, are deep into XRP and they are absolutely front running this. And more importantly, we already see this integration when it comes to banks, when it comes to institutional investors, and much, much more. International remittance solution utilizing XRP, adopted by more than 100 financial institutions across 55 countries. Also, the International Money Service transfer utilizing XRP back in 2021. Again, it just talks about a ton of stuff going on, even distribution of XRP. While, by the way, 10 million XRP has been burnt. Did you know that? No, SBI Holdings did, because they are bullish on what's coming and are a key part as to how this all plays out. Now, it wouldn't be fair if I just went super hyper bullish and told you that XRP was going to $100,000 tomorrow without giving you some balance. And it is always important to balance. Now, there is a significant challenge going in around the crypto bill, which sparks alarms around regulatory confusion. Ripple's legal chief officer warns it could subject XRP and similar tokens to endless SEC control. Now, we are waiting to see how Paul Atkins plays this, but I think it's fair to say the SEC right now is not going to do anything that is going to hinder, underdevelop, or more importantly, restrict crypto assets, and in particular XRP, in how they build out. The Trump administration and the US are now macro bullish on Bitcoin. They're macro bullish on crypto, and you would be a fool to stifle this innovative industry, especially when President Trump is pretty heavy into the market. So yes, we need to be aware of it. The reality is, though, we need to be way more bullish than we are right now. And actually, when you look at the XRP chart here on the 3-day, we are at a key level. We talked about this the other day. Are we going to hold this range? This kind of $2.99, $3 range could signal, again, a nice bounce. We came down, we've retested. Now we could be about to push back to the upside if the market comes with us. And by the way, it looks like it is. So with that being said, I'm going to get out of here, but lots of good news coming with XRP. Watch out. SBI Holdings could be about to start a tsunami of investment, and in particular those ETFs, and it's all leading back once again to XRP. As always, thanks so much, everybody. Hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.